made it out, guys. We have made it out of the wilderness.
One look and I breathe.
Welcome to Breion's Diary, where we talk about life. We are healing, growing, building our confidence and self-esteem. So today we are starting our new series. This week we're starting our new series called Moving Forward. This is the Moving Forward series. So as you can see, we are in a new location. I'm excited with what God is doing in my life. A few videos back, I talked to you guys about the Bible story of leaving Egypt and being in the wilderness, and then the walls of Jericho falling, and the Israelites walking into the promised land. Well, guys, I made it out of the wilderness. The walls of Jericho fell. Now, I wanted to make today's video because I want to talk about walking into your promised land. Getting the heavy things out the way first before we dive deep into the moving forward. So, before I walked into my promise, I was heavily attacked by the enemy. So I have to share this part with you guys because there will probably be many of you that are about to walk into your promised land and walk into your promise, and the enemy will heavily attack you as it did with me. The week before I moved into my new beginning, so many fears and negative thoughts were coming to my mind. And little seeds were being planted. The thought came that I don't want to leave isolation, my safe haven, my peace. The thought came about that I don't want to go back out there, What if I think I'm healed in certain areas and I get triggered again? What if I've gotten to this place where I finally know who I am and I'm confident within myself? What if I only felt that way in isolation? And I was on my last week of school. And all along I was getting A's. I was not receiving great grades on papers, and my laptop stopped working when I had a 10-page paper due. It ended up making my paper late. So I felt like all the A's that I got for 7 weeks straight, it was gonna bring my grade down almost to a low B on my final week. So the enemy even tried to make me have conflict with friends. So I realized that he was doing those things to create doubt in me, to make me stay stuck or want to turn backwards and not walk into my promise. But let me tell you guys something. When you have a relationship with God, when you run to Him with your issues, when you're equipped with His word and you know who God is and what He's told you, it becomes easier and easier to realize I'm being spiritually attacked. I reminded myself that this is what God has helped me with while in the wilderness. He has prepared me for these moments. He has let me know that I do not have to fight this battle, but all I have to do is call His name. All I gotta do is trust Him, and all I gotta do is give it over to Him. So everything the enemy does for your bad, God turns it for your good. I know that you guys have heard that before. And the more that the enemy attacked me, the more content that I got for you guys. And so the more that I got attacked, the deeper I went into traumas that needed to be healed, the more I became aware of my strength, peace, and power of God has given to me. So at some point, you just stop. I told you guys at some point when you remain in God and follow that narrow path, you will awaken and you will realize that those negative thoughts were not. I realized that you'll realize that those negative thoughts are not your thoughts, but they are illusions and lies, and those problems that seem so big were actually small. So one of my favorite verses in Matthew's, where God says, "Cast your burdens onto Him, and He will give you rest." So I called on God and spoke against the enemy. He had to go. Even got to the point where I felt like I had to do it almost every hour of the day. It was like He wanted me to give up calling on God. Like He just wanted me to just stay stuck, think that I'm not about to move forward. He wanted me to make me believe that God wasn't doing anything because He kept coming back. But that's when you hold on to your faith. I prayed and I praised even when I didn't feel like it. And then I started going on about my day. I do not let the enemy play on my emotions. You can't let the enemy play on your emotions. And not to say that once I walked into the promise, so I promised that He didn't come. But I stopped getting worked up so much. And it was times that I did, but I see it faster. All I gotta do is call on my Father and ask the angels to move on my behalf. God did not create worry confusion, fear, anxiety, or lack. So one thing that God helped me to understand, that is when you enter your promised land, it may not look like what you expect it to. And I'm not speaking for everybody, I'm giving my testimony. Some people may walk into the promise and everything is fully restored, but in my case, I walked into my promise with everything that I need. God has given me a clean slate. I may not have the furniture right now, but I have a home that I'm very happy with and very grateful for. But anyways, y'all, I came to a fully stocked cabinet and fridge, and I mean full. I may not have the exact job that I want, but I have a job that satisfies me. So yes, I walked into my promise and God restored me with everything that I need in this moment. He gave me a blank slate where I can completely start over, but start over as a better version of me. So getting through the wilderness showed me that with God, I can overcome anything. And it further showed me that I can show up for myself too. So that's all I have for today. I just want you guys to know that the wilderness, when you come out of the wilderness and you walk into the promise, don't think that it's going to look exactly the way that you expect it to look. And I also want to say that when you walk into your promise, there's still going to be work that needs to be done. And I still get attacked sometimes. He still wants me to feel like, the enemy still wants me to feel like I have not made it to my promise. But I have. Everything he thought he took from me is being restored. So I don't focus on what's gone. I don't focus on the past. Yes, I had lost everything. Yes, I had to take a step back for a minute. But look at me now. Look at me now. So all I want you to know is, even if you have to go into isolation and you have to give up everything, if you have to sacrifice, know that it's for your good. Know that it's for your good, and you will make it through. I made it through. And I am happy, I am healthy. Yes, I have moments where I'm attacked and I just, I do feel like I'm going backwards sometimes. But again, that's why I stay in my word. That's why you gotta stay in your word. And that's why you fellowship with other people that's on the same journey as you, because you help each other. And that's what keeps me moving forward. And I'm gonna keep walking into my promised land, because God got so much promises and blessings for me. So I'm gonna keep going. And you're gonna keep going. And you're gonna know that just because you gotta take a little step back, and just because you gotta make a little bit of sacrifices, don't mean that you're not gonna pull through. I am a walking testimony of that. So, with that being said, in conclusion, healing isn't linear, it is a journey, and here at Breion, we are healing together. So, with that being said, we are in a moving forward series. It's no more looking back. If we do look back sometimes, it's to look back to see where we have come from and where we are now. Okay? See you next week. Bye. I love you so much. Mwah.